Hello everyone, myself Neha Shah from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology from the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. Today I am going to explain you about probability from the subject of probability and statistics from the unit of basic probability. First of all, what is probability? Probability means a measure of the chance with which we can expect the event to occur is known as probability. Means if we are expecting of occurrence of any event, then it will measure how much chance of occurrence of this event, then it will consider as probability. Or we can also define the probability as it is the ratio of number of favorable cases to the number of exhaustive cases. Means from the total outcomes, if we are finding the favorable outcome, then it will consider as probability. So probability of any event A will be considered as probability of A equals to number of favorable cases to the ratio of total number of exhaustive cases. Now there are some axioms on this probability. The first axiom is for every event A in the class C, probability of A should be always greater than or equals to 0. Now what is the meaning of this? Any event A, occurrence of it will be either it may be 0, 1, right? But if we are taking that occurrence of this will be minus 1, minus 2, so it will not possible. So for that, probability of occurrence of this will not be negative. So probability of any event cannot be negative. So if we are defining the first axiom, then it will consider as probability of A should be always greater than or equals to 0. Now the next axiom is for the sure or certain event as in the class C, probability of S equals to 1, because it will surely occurring, means occurrence of this event will be 100%. So chances of occurrence of this event is 100%, means if we are defining 100% means 100 by 100 means it will give you the answer equals to 1. So probability of S equals to 1. And the third axiom is for any number of mutually exclusive events A1, A2, A3 up to AN in the class C, if we are writing probability of A1 union A2 union up to AN, then it will representing as probability of A1 plus probability of A2 plus up to probability of AN. Why? Because we have taken the mutually exclusive event, and as it is mutually exclusive, so occurrence of it will be independent to each other. So we can directly add all the probabilities to give you the output as union of this all the possible events. So for any two mutually exclusive events A1 and A2, we can also write like this: probability of A1 union probability of A2 means is equals to probability of A1 plus probability of A2. It means we can directly add the probability of these two events to gain the probability of A1 union A2. Now there are some important theorems on the probability. Which theorems will use? The first theorem is if A1 is intersection A2, it means it's a part of A2, then always the probability of A1 will be always less than or equals to probability of A2. Because if we have taken A1 smaller than the A2, then the occurrence of this A1 will be always less than the occurrence of A2. Same way, if we are finding the value of probability of A2 minus A1, then it will gives you the answer equals to probability of A2 minus probability of A1. For every event A, we can say that the occurrence of event A will be in between 0 to 1. Right? If we are taking the sure or certain event, then the occurrence of it will be 100%, means probability of it will be 1. And if we are taking the impossible event, then there is no chance of occurrence of it, then the probability of it will be 0. So it will be always lie in between the impossible event and the certain event, right? So the probability of A will be always in between 0 to 1. So if we are writing the theorem for this, then can say that 0 is less than or equals to probability of A is less than or equals to 1, means probability of A will be in between 0 to 1. It means a probability is always in between 0 and 1. Now the next theorem is probability of null event equals to 0, because it is impossible of occurring. So it will consider as 0 as probability of it will be 0. So the impossible event has probability 0. Now the next important theorem is, if we are seeing that if A dash is the complement of A, then we can say that probability of A dash equals to 1 minus probability of A. Why? Because if we are taking A dash means, as I have told you in the last session, that if I am finding the A dash means A complement, so from the sample space we will remove the part of A, right? So if I am writing sample space, then the probability of sample space equals to 1. So from that we can say that probability of A dash equals to 1 minus probability of A. So if I am writing like this, probability of A dash, then it will come from the, if I am writing A dash means from the sample space, if we are removing the part of A. Then if I am finding probability of A dash, then we can say that probability of S minus probability of A. This will be from this term, right? So from this we can directly write down like this, probability of A S equals to 1 minus probability of A. So directly we can say that probability of A dash equals to 1 minus probability of A. Now the next important theorem is, if A equals to A1 union A2 union up to AN, where A1, A2, A3 up to AN are mutually exclusive event to each other, then we can say that probability of A equals to probability of A1 plus probability of A2 plus up to probability of AN. Because they are mutually exclusive to each other, so directly we can add all this probability so that we can find out the overall probability of event A. Now the next important theorem is, if A and B are any two events, then probability of A union B equals to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection. Now this important theorem you can't understand by this statement. So for this I am taking one Venn diagram. For suppose if I am taking this one as a sample space S, in this if I am taking this as event A, this as event B, and this will be considered as common part of A and B, right? So I can write down it as a intersection. Suppose if I want to find out probability of A union B, then the A union B means, what is the meaning of A union B? A and B both, right? So if I am taking A and B both, then I can say that this one is A as well, this one is B. So if I want to take this A union B, then what will be the part? This part should be there, right? So if I am taking this A union B, means if I am taking probability of A and probability of B, so this part will be occurring 2 times. So we have to remove 1 time from A. So if you want to find out probability of A union B, so we will taking probability of this A plus probability of B. From that we have to remove this particular common part because it is occurring 2 times, so we have to remove it 1 time. So I am removing it 1 time by using this probability of A intersection. So probability of A union B equals to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection. Same way, if I am defining for any 3 events like probability of A union B union C, then its value equals to probability of A plus probability of B plus probability of C minus common part of it, means minus probability of A intersection B minus probability of B intersection C, or minus probability of A intersection C plus probability of A intersection B intersection C. Now the next theorem is, for any events A and B, probability of A equals to probability of A intersection B plus probability of A intersection B dash. Now how will you consider this? if you want to understand this particular theorem, then for this also we have to take the sample space. As in this, if I am taking this as an event A and this as an event B, in this common part is considered as A intersection B, right? Now if I want to find out probability of A, what is the meaning of probability of A? Probability of A means I want to find the probability of this particular circle. So if I want to find out the probability of it, then probability of this. If I want to find out this probability of this circle, then how will finding this? By using, if I am taking this probability of A intersection B, right? So this part should be add with this part. Now what is the meaning of this? The meaning of it will be, this one is A, but it will not consider as B, means it is considered as B dash. So if we are taking B dash means this part. So from this B dash and this A, we will taking common part of A and B dash, it means it will gives you this particular part. So this part and A intersection B part, so overall it will gives you the probability of A. So what is the probability of A? Probability of A equals to probability of A intersection B plus probability of A intersection B dash. Now the next theorem is, if an event A must result in the occurrence of one of the mutually exclusive events A1, A2 up to An, then probability of A equals to probability of A intersection A1 plus probability of A intersection A2 up to probability of A intersection A. Now thus all the theorems and concept of probability will be well defined by some example. The first example is a single die is tossed once. Find the probability of a 2 or 5 turning off. Means if you want to find out the probability of turning 2 or 5, then how will you find it? When the OR is given to you, then you have to take it as union of this one or this one. Means it will consider as union of these two events, right? So if I am solving this example, starting from writing the sample space. Now what is sample space? The single die is tossed. The sample space will be written as S equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Right. From this we have to find out probability of occurrence of 2 or 5 only. So if we are taking all the terms are occurring at equal probable, means occurrence of 1 equals to occurrence of 2 equals to occurrence of 3 likewise, then the probability of 1 equals to probability of 2 equals to probability of 3 equals to up to probability of 6. So occurrence of this all the events will be same. So from 6 each and every event has one output, right? So what will be the probability? From the 6 output, occurrence of this particular event equals to 1. So for each and every occurrence of each and every output will be 1 by 6. Now if we are finding probability of turning 2 or 5, or means it will consider as union. So probability of 2 union 5 equals to, as these two terms are mutually exclusive to each other, so we will directly write down probability of occurrence of 2 or probability of occurrence of 5, means probability of 2 plus probability of 5. So what is probability of 2? Probability of 2 equals to 1 by 6 and probability of 5 is also 1 by 6. So 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6, it means 2 by 6. And if we simplify it down, then the 2 will be cancelled out. So probability of 2 union 5 equals to 1 by 2. So this way we can find out the probability of occurrence of an event. Same way, if we calculate another example like this, a fair dice is thrown, find the probability of getting an even integer, a perfect square, an integer greater than or equals to 3. Then how you calculate this example? If we see the dice, then the dice will be like this. Now if we finding the sample space for this, then what will be the sample space for this? Sample space case S equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, right? Now in this, if I am defining the event A means an even integer. From this, if we are finding the even integers are 2, 4 and 6, right? Same way, if I am finding the value of B, what will be the value of B? It should be perfect square. So perfect square means 1 square means 1, 2 square equals to 4. So only there will be two numbers are there, 1 and 4. Same way, if I am finding the value of C, what will be the value of C? C means an integer greater than or equals to 3 or greater than 3 all the values. So starting from 3, we will writing all the other terms. So 3, 4, 5 and 6. So these are the events of this three different occurrence of these three different events, right? Now from this we want to calculate the probability of A, probability of B and the probability of C. Then how we calculate? From sample space, what is probability of A? If we will finding the probability of A, then as per the definition, from the number of favorable, from the total number of events, if we will finding the favorable number of terms, then it will define it as probability, right? So how many number of total terms? 6 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So from this total 6 terms, how many number of terms will be in the event A? So in the event A, there are 3 different terms, right? So I am writing like this: 3 by 6. So its answer equals to 1 by 2. If we will cancelling B, so this way we can find out the probability of A. Same way we can find out the probability of B and probability of C. So if I want to find out probability of B, then what is probability of B? Probability of B equals to, in the B we had taken 1 and 4. Only 2 terms, right? So 2 terms from the 6 terms, so it will give you the answer equals to 1 by 3. If we are cancelling 2, 2. Same way, if we are finding the probability of C, what will be the probability of C? In the C we had taken which terms? 3, 4, 5 and 6. So there are 4 different terms. So 4 different terms from these 6 different terms. So it will give you 2, 2. If we are cancelling 2, 2, then the terms will be 2 by 3. So probability of C equals to 2 by 3. So this way we can calculate the probability of occurrence of different events. Thank you so much.